Well, we're back again. It's Friday. So hopefully I put the filter on here. I could put, I could put the other filter on as well. The one of the 70 millimeter one, which is literally 67 millimeter. The 67 would fit here, even though I might not be able to notice the difference right now. I'm trying it on here. Okay, yeah, this lens rings. You just put it over the lens. Yeah, I might not see it, but let's see. Let's put it right up. Let me tilt this forward and tilt it up. Yeah, we're live right now. Should be live. Let's see if I am live. Then I'll tell you what's happening here. Remember, I'm not getting. Nobody's paying me to talk about the Zorin, Zorin. I'm just testing it out. Let's see. There's another issue again. That's where I'm gonna bring up this. Okay. Albert's. Oh, here it is. Albert's voice tech. Okay, I want to see if the live is on. Okay, it should be on. Let's see. Okay, live now. Let's see how it looks. Should be washed out. That's good. My hair looks like it's talking. I can tell. Good. All right. Let's get to this. So, from the Windows PC. Hi, if you just popped in here. So from the Windows PC, from the Windows 11 Pro 25H2, I try to communicate. I'm writing an email, but I want to send them a copy of my logo, the company there. Okay, because there's an issue there on their side. So I notice why I cannot access I can't access the Zorin NAS drive. What the heck happened? I come over to the PC. PC's on, right? Type the keyboard, move the mouse. Nothing happens. That means it crashed, but the PC's still on. So this is what we have to try to figure. There has to be a way to troubleshoot it. Okay. Let me close out of this. We don't need to have this running in the background. Wait a minute. Where are we at here? Okay. So I thought it was the tweaks I did, because it is a Wi-Fi issue. It's like Zorin is trying to communicate with the access point, but it's bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth, bouncing back. I don't know why is it doing that. It's kind of weird. So that's the issue. So, oh. So we have to go in the so SUDO space NANO space. Okay, this is backslash. This way is backslash. Forward slash is this way. Forward slash etc. ETC forward slash network manager forward slash CONF dot D. Okay, forward slash Wi-Fi.conf. These are similar files when you're doing Android programming. Anyway, so once that, either type in the password, it depends how it comes up. Okay, so it came up. So I guess we have to run these switches. So I have to create bracket device and the word device and bracket again. Then Wi-Fi.scan dash RAND dash MAC dash address equals no. Oh, that's strange. Why would that cause it? Okay, then brackets again. Then you drop down a space. Brackets again. Connection. The word connection. Bracket close. So it's open bracket. Connection is the word, and then close bracket. Wi-Fi dot power save equals number 2. What is this saying here? Locked the connection to the single BSSI critical name. Really? Oh, maybe what's happening is it's trying to connect it to T-Mobile at the same time, and it's count. It's because I have this on fiber. I don't want to put it on T-Mobile because, to be honest with you, I don't think it's stable enough. Even though we have the best you can get from T-Mobile, I don't think the system is stable because I had to run the lights. Not this light. This is manual light. I control this with a remote control. This is a studio light. I have the light over there. Don't want to work. The room light with the T-Mobile. Not if the T-Mobile controlling 2.4. Because remember, it's doing 5 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi 7. And you have to turn. You can't just have those two only and turn off the 2.4. Or so what I did is I shut everything down, and in the mesh 2, I connected to the 2 access points that I have, the business ones I have from TP-Link. I have for a long time. They control the 2.4. Yeah, yeah. I had to go back to the old way. We can't do it the other way. So I see this must be what's happening. It's trying to go back and forth. I'm gonna have to remove the entry. Let's see. So we have to basically, so that's the problem. It's fighting between the two. I think that's what's happening on my end. I'm just looking at what a little friend here is saying. I'll put these commands in. What else do we have to do here? Oh, then reset it. Is that it? Those 2 commands, huh? Good Lord. It says your system is bouncing between the 2 MAC addresses. But what MAC addresses? They look the same though. The AP is roaming and not power saving. The missing piece is the real cause. The network manager Wi-Fi roaming is still enabled. Yeah. Okay, let me see something. Okay, so T-Mobile, what's it called? TMO, is in the same room as this Zoran Rack. So I'm also gonna say Zoran NAS. So the AP will be access point. I should call it WAP, but then that throws you off because that's another way of password. But okay, so the AP will be stronger here. So maybe I should remove the link to the TMO and use the fiber link for the Wi-Fi. For the AP, I'm gonna say AP. Before I make these changes. Yes, that's very good. That's very correct conclusion. And it lines up perfectly with what your logs show. Let me explain why this matters in plain terms. You can talk to me in technical terms. Okay, then gives you the clearest path forward. What's actually happening in the room? You have T-Mobile AP. That's the 5G AR. You guys know about Wi-Fi and the Fire AR. They're not in the same room. Oh no. Oh, hold on. No, the fiber AP Wi-Fi. I know what it is. And you can talk to me in we call it tech jargon. That's what it's called, jargon. So if you're real good tech, you should know tech jargon. Oh, he's in tech jargon mode. Uh, okay, okay. Revised to hop telepathy. Oh, guys, gonna use those words based on what you said. The Zorin Nash is stationary 2112 era hardware and Intel. Well, no, the Intel is new. No, the Intel ProSet. ProSet is new. It's I think it's a 20. What's it? 2025. I think it's 2025. Could be 2025. I just updated the PCIe Mini. So it's called a Mini PCI. The Mini updated the Mini PCI from Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6. I have to type like this because I should never buy this. This is a Microsoft keyboard. You see it? It's split in the middle. I used to install these for the company. That's one of my jobs to do when I was working for the government. I had people order these crazy keyboards. I bought it because I saw it at Best Buy. Yes, we have a Best Buy. You know, I didn't get it from Microsoft. I mean, I didn't get it from I didn't get it from Microsoft. I didn't get it from Amazon. So I said, hey, for $32, let me try it. It don't get me wrong, it worked. It has drivers, but I'm just saying it's a pain in the neck because I can't. The keyboard layout, it's different. So in my head, I'm looking for these keys. I'm not looking for this big gap in the middle. So that's why it's a little hard to type. Yeah, so I upgraded it from the PCI Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6. Oh, updated facts. Critical. Mini PCI Wi-Fi 6 card, Intel ProSet AX class. So still using it's still using the installed 2012 era platform running Zorin 18 kernel 6.1x. NAS workloads SMB long-lived TCP. The combination is functional, but the one well-known sharp edge. Why the new Wi-Fi 6 cards still misbehave here? PCIe generation AFB mismatch. Okay, older. It is. No, but it's an M.2. It's M.2. Why would it be mismatched? But I never had any problems with it. Not because the card is bad, because the platform couldn't correctly adjust to the Martin APX. I didn't have no problem with Windows. The correct migration mandatory on your platform, you already had a part of it. I didn't do anything yet. Oh, I have to go back to the other file. So options is power saving equals 0. I had that. UAPSD underscore disable equals 1. Why do we have to disable the AX? That's not. No. That's going to rank the runs. If Zorin can't work, he wants me to do. And what to say? Technically, your AX, A20, A10, etc. supports 802.11a, b, g, and AC, AX. So we'll disable. I don't want to disable the AX. And the cards, what? And the card cannot use HE, high efficiency frames. The card will fall back to no. We can't There's no Wi-Fi 5 in the house. I don't want to. That's too slow. No, no, no. That will not work. Why would I have Wi-Fi 6? I don't want to go back to Wi-Fi 5. That's not going to work. No, not going to work. Is it what is it's because of the TM? I don't know. I never ran into anything like this before. This. I don't know. It listen. It ran okay with Windows. So Zoran is having hiccups. So, so what about Mint? Oh, I hate to go to Mint. Mint, Mint, or Pop? Would they solve this issue? No, probably not. Ooh, that's terrible. Back to Windows we go. Oh, I should just run Windows Server. Oh, I don't know if I can find a copy of Windows Server around. See, I had everything. Everybody come. I had everything. I had a whole. It was a CD booklet. It had everything you could think of. Server, everything. Government um, disk to wipe out the drive completely. Because that's what we had to do. We had to wipe out the drive completely. Yeah. Okay. So why? So this is not gonna. Okay. So this is not going to work unless I use a wired connection. Ah, exactly. Then I'll have to plug it into the nearest one here is all right, so I guess so. Oh, wait a minute. If I plug it into the TMO, then oh boy. Then to get to the files, we'll have to switch. So you're trying to avoid wired connection and go everything wireless. That's what I want. Hey, there must be another way around this. wonder if I can get an old copy of Windows. I had all these server versions. I made a mistake when I was moving back here. I left that all those CDs behind. It'd been a technician's paradise. Everything I have in there, things I built myself, it could still use today. Could just blow off this computer and put Windows Server on it, and just lock it down and just work it inside and run it as a NAS. I could have done all that stuff. Windows. Yes, Windows servers could completely avoid the specific issue, and here's why. Yeah. No kernel level freezes. The Linux IWL WIFI sometimes blocks the kernel when the firmware installs, causing the system to lock. Windows drivers to handle these installs. I'm not going to go from 6 gigahertz lower. That's going to be slower moving files around. I'm not going to do it that way. If I have to, I'll just, we'll just go back to Windows. I have to get around that problem. Oh, I guess that's what we'll do. Go back to Windows. That solves the problem. So if they can't say switching to Linux solves a lot of problems. If you don't know how to code in Linux, how you gonna? They would have to make a program to look just like Windows, but that's just the UI, the user interface. What about the other stuff? What about the things you run into? The common things. Now, Chrome OS, I don't know if you use Chrome OS in this situation. No, because I'd have to attach the drive. Wait. So exactly, Chrome OS or any Chrome OS-based variant would likely run into the same problem. That's what's happening in my Chromebook. It's bouncing between the same problem, but that's a MediaTek Chrome Plus is having the same issue, but it's not Intel. It'll put back and forth, but it doesn't crash like Zorin crashes. Maybe we should try a different Linux. Try Mint. Now it's starting to make sense. You're seeing the same freezes on the MediaTek Wi-Fi on the Chromos as you did, but you see it doesn't freeze. That confirms it. That not Zorin, the Wi-Fi driver plus Linux kernel timing under the NS load. Even different Wi-Fi chipsets, Intel AX, MediaTek, and AXACs have firmware stall under heavy SMB traffic, and the Linux kernel can lock. Oh boy. So the only way to solve this is a wired connection. And so you can't use wireless. So the Wi-Fi on the Linux kernel is messed up because on the Chromebook, the Chrome Plus, the MediaTek, I have another Acer. I have an Acer right down here, Chrome OS. It doesn't exhibit that problem. That's kind of strange. So Acer Chrome OS doesn't have doesn't have it doesn't have 802.11ax, 802.11ac, and it's an Intel chipset. Runs at 160 megahertz bandwidth, and that's on fiber. I don't know if T-Mobile works with that. So the problem is with the AX, with the Linux kernel. With the NAS. Or Samba. Exactly. The core of the problem. Let's break it down in clear technical terms. You're trying to be a smart blank. They rely on the driver plus firmware microcode. The NAS style loads heavy SMB NFS traffic multi-clients, and the firmware can stall or fail to respond to Linux kernel faults. The AC 802.11ac behaves differently, and the AC cards like your AC and LS and the 160 are simpler, less hiccups. That's a shame. I'm gonna find. Well, you know what this is? Ethernet. This is Cat 6. Got a whole bunch of these because I was at the time I wanted. I can make my own. I have the punch down tool. I have the. Yeah, I know. See, I have the punch down tool and everything you need to make your own ends. You know, because when these go bad, and I have a lot of them. I make my own. But this is not going to reach. I do have an extender, but you know, if you use the extender, it actually the signal might drop a little bit. Oh, I just have to look for. I think we have extra long cable. All right, it's the only way to fix this problem. I hope the onboard NIC works. But I don't know if the onboard NIC is It should be 10100, 10100, 1000. NIC, Network Interface Card. That's what it's called. That's what you used to call it, NIC. Network Interface Card. Okay, okay, that's what it means. And connect that to the T-Mobile. Let's see if I connect it to the T-Mobile and everything else is fiber. What a mess. Now I can run it to the fiber. All right. So what you know what I'll do? I'll just take the whole system and put it in the other room with the fiber. That solves the problem. Okay. So I'll have to use just connect it to the fiber. And I'll just bring the system. He said, your Zorin 18 NAS will never freeze under SMF load again. Yep, we'll see. Okay, so we can save it. So I'll just move all this and move it into the room because that's in the other room. That's where it is. It's in the studio. That's where I keep that one. This one I have to keep here. It's T-Mobile because that's what the signal is. It's not that way. This house does only have one window in here. In the other room, one window. It's facing east, and this one is facing west, and that's what that that tower is. I saw another one. They popped up another one down the street. So there's a couple of these small 10 feet aerials. It's like it looks like a long silicon tube, and I don't know if it's plastic on top, and it's like that. It's not rotating, but that's how these 5G or hopefully 6G or 7G or wherever they're gonna be, because it's too much. So that's what I'll have to use. I'll have to use the wireless. I like the wireless because it was easier and I have to run the wire. So I'll just run the wire directly to this and do it like it do, because it's not working under the Linux. Okay. All right. If that's the case. Okay, there's no sense playing around with this file. Let me delete that. Holy cow. I know with Linux you can't do a lot of things like you can do with Windows. This is based more on a binary file system. I'm not knocking Linux down because a lot of you guys like it. It's so cool. Let me close this out. So Control X shuts that down. All right. I gotta shut this whole thing down and move over to the other room. Okay, that solves this problem. Okay, how do I look? I should look a little. I'm using a filter on here. Let's see. Let's see. I can tell. I guess I can't tell the difference. This is not the same filter that I have I use on the cameras. This can come off though. I'm glad. See, this comes right off. And that's it. This is a CPL. Okay, 6mm. I think it snaps in. Yeah. Oh, it's not even in properly. I don't know why this company doesn't even use the right one. So, but you can't tell. Let me see something here. I'll go really bright. Ooh, that's bright. I'll take it off. Can you tell the difference? And then I'll put it on here. Whoop. Oh, can't see. Okay, so we covered up the lens. I guess there's not much difference. There is a little difference there. Oh, yeah, my background, back in the 80s, let's see, I have to go back so far in so many years. Back in the 80s, you know what I did here? I used to install TVs. They were called, you called them DLPs. They were rear projection. They were Mitsubishi. They used to sell them for $3, $4, or $5,000. They had, you have to line up the colors in a pattern. So you have to go when you install in a person's house. You have to line it up. Once you line up, the colors will look right. So it's going to be rear projection. Okay, so there's a mirror inside. Then you have the three colors. You know, you have the red, the blue, the green. You know, they're by RG, and it beams and it hits the colors, and it reflects back, and produce the colors on there. So yeah, so and then we also sold the other kind too. It's like a little box, and you have the big 6-foot screen, and it would project on there. That was expensive. That was almost 20,000. No, that was about $10,000 for that. Today it's primitive, but that's how we begin. Now you have flat screen TVs. You don't even have to worry about it. A lot of you that from that era. And those of you from that era, you would know. Yeah, I was involved in everything, because even though I was into computers, I was also into stereo equipment. I used to install stereo equipment. You know, I even tried to get a job as a AV technician. They wanted. It was for like a Japanese museum. They were nice. I almost got the job too. But you know, the thing is, I don't have a lot of experience. But going for that interview, they showed me the whole studio. You know, another studio. They showed me the whole layout. They had these gigantic subwoofers and all this. They showed me all the equipment. I could have learned, but yeah, I guess I just wanted somebody there. somebody that handled that stuff. No, and that one experience I don't have is that because I don't because a lot of companies they have multimedia systems in there, but not in that full scale range. That would have been a permanent job too. Like 15 minutes away. It doesn't matter. I don't want to do that stuff anymore. I don't want to really do anything anymore like that because I like to. If I were to go back into IT more, I want to be a manager like I was. I was I was. There's two types for the management that I was doing here. Here's a local. I would be a local manager, local lead. Then they had a traveling a league. They call those tiger leagues. So the tiger lead, the company would put you up in a hotel, pay for the car rental, pay for your food, $50 a day. Like that's it. But then the virus came, killed me down. So I still did work, essential worker. We went to different companies because they had skeleton crews during the virus. So everybody was at home. They had like a network admin inside, and the manager would be in the department. So if people would be calling in, they would be, using Cisco VPN and with the key fob. I showed you. I have a key fob still. I have my business. Mine expired, but I keep it for souvenir sake. Um, and also had to set those up too and get them on the security. Did all that, but that's my experience. I have a lot of experience, but not in that AV by itself. Now, I'm not talking about the AV in the home, audio and video. That's a different story. Yeah, I have the experience. Yeah. Okay, that's it. You're all set. I don't know why Linux cannot work with the drivers, especially AX. So if you get a Chromebook, and a lot of these Chromebooks do have 6 on them, you're gonna run into the same Chrome Plus. Um, I use it every day, the Chrome Plus, which is basically Linux. And I'll let you say, well, it's not true Linux. Yeah, it's Linux, but you don't have to go into a terminal and type the code and reconfigure the system. I know on the Windows you have the PowerShell where you can do the same thing or go into DOS or create a batch file, echo off, um, reboot the system, echo, just give it simple commands to do, right? You can, like on the Windows, say you have to reset the WinSocket, you have to flush the system out, IP config, is it / again? Backslash. It's backslash flush and DNS. All that can go in a batch file. Then you can take that batch file. I have a tool. I still have it. It takes a batch file and converts it to a COM file. Then I have another tool to convert it from a COM file to an exec file. Now, if you run that in the Windows or anything, any antivirus is going to pick up a red flag because it can't determine what kind of exec it is. It's going to scan the file. If you didn't encrypt it, it's going to think of it as a virus because that's how a lot of viruses are. So but what I'm saying is you just run the exec, it'll just do everything for you. I used to have programs and utilities like that on my forums, and then people just download. But here's a different story. We can't do that on YouTube because they don't want all that. And then if anything happens, you're responsible. I can tell you what you can put in the batch file, but and then you run it, and it'll just do it. Or you have some fancy batch files where it tells you executing command blah 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 for such a thing. They're now running Windows server update and everything is running like it does. Like that. It's pretty cool to watch. But anyway, yeah. But Linux, you could do the same thing too. Make it run everything. But a lot of you don't want to do all of that. You just want to get into the Linux, like Zorin here. Nobody's paying me $50 or whatever it is, or paying me to, that. I'm just doing this because I was curious myself. I like the layout, and I wanted something to run the NAS. I wanted something to update. I don't know if I have to keep on updating it manually. Let's see something. Settings. It's kind of weird how this is working like this. Okay, let me see. Where's update? System. Then you have software updates. So it's similar. I can check in updates. It should do it automatically. I just updated it a few days ago. Okay. Oh my goodness, another update again? Update software is available for this computer. Do you want to install it now? What's the detail? What's happening here? Brave browser. Oof. Okay. We just got Brave working. Well, I have the commands if I have to fix it again. It's very simple. You have to turn off all you have to do is turn off the GPU feature. See how it's installing? It unpacks it downloads the packages. Where Windows, you download the whole the software up, and you run it, and it shoots it out, installs it. This pulls it from the internet, and then installs the packages. Software, the software on the computer is up to date. Let's see if we can load. Let's see if we can load Brave without crashing or freezing. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see. Can I get to my website? Okay. Okay, seems to be working. Doesn't crash. Because when it crashes, you would know. Okay. I'm gonna what I have is the other screen. I had a 50 what I had the 50-inch and the 55-inch, the cheap knockoff TVs from China. I know the company is United States, but no support, nothing from them. They stopped working. So we have a Sony that's still a 46-inch that was called the EX series. It still works, but it's an LCD, liquid crystal display, best for gaming. And I have that. I just have, since in my accident, I can't lift anything heavy, so I'm gonna have to get the GF involved. She's strong. Try to get that up and put it on a rack. We have a TV goes up to 66-inch. It's a stand for a TV, so I got that. I just have to put that together, and you just hook it up like you're hooking the TV against the wall. But you can wheel it around the house, So this is the gym. So the gym will go back to what it was. I have another power conditioner. Plug your computer into a power conditioner. Okay. All right. Zoran, give it a try. Try it. Or you want Mint or the Pop, whichever one. But they're all gonna act the same way with the APX. That's a shame. Because Chrome OS does. That's what explains why I can't use it. So anyway, I use it, but I have to deal with the Wi-Fi. Ooh, what's happening here? Wait, let's see what's happening in tech while we're here. I used to do that a lot. Let's see. Well, Wi-Fi runs fast for me on this. Look at like 1, 2, 3. Laptop makers have about a year to stock and ride out the RAM crunch. So there's not enough RAM out there, right? Have you checked the prices of RAM? The computer in there only came with 1 gig of RAM, so it maxed out the 32 gig. So I got 32 gig. I think it's the X16. You can get the higher one at 32, but it's not much difference. And it has heat sinks on it. I only paid like $134 for 32 gig of RAM. You say, well, that's cheap. You know how much it is today? Too much. Ryzen 7 5800X3D revisited for 4 years. RDX 5070T effectively dead, and GPU market is the worst for it. Okay, how much RAM do gamers need? Well, it depends. It depends on the game. It depends if they have it allocated. Raspberry Pi AI HAT plus 2 adds 40 top accelerators to the single board computer. I had Raspberry Pi. Yeah, I ordered it. I got it. I couldn't get it to work the way I want. I didn't. I think it was the one that had 8 gig of RAM on it. I had problems with it. Microsoft Office is down to $35 for a lifetime license. Really? How's that possible? Microsoft Office is down to $35 for a lifetime license. 80% on Microsoft Office. No subscription fees. Oh, so what do you have to do? Oh, it's Microsoft. Oh, it's okay. It's not the current Microsoft. It's Microsoft 2011 is available for just $35 for a limited time. Incredible that this offer is available. So you can get Office for $35. Microsoft 2019 is still available for 19. However, if you want the most advanced features of the latest Office 2024, it's your best bet. Available for a discount. Here's the summary. Windows 11 Pro, $10. Office 2019 Pro, 19. Office 2024 Home, 129. Wow. Microsoft Visual Studio Professional, $10. That's not bad. So Visual Studio, you can make. Well, if that's the same Visual Studio, let me see what it is. Oh, okay. Oh, development. Yeah. That's what that is. I don't want to. I don't have the patience. If you, a lot of you guys, you had the patience. You can just spend doing. Project 2021 is only $10. That's not bad. I had that. And Vizio, $10. Oh. Maybe that's what I should do. So I pay for 360. So 360 gives you 1 terabyte drive, hard storage. I've had it because I was working on a project, and the company had to have 10 million to walk in the lobby. So I had my iPad, and I was doing the spreadsheet, and I'm going through each office. I said, I'm knocking. I said, hey, I'm Albert. I'm checking out I'm just checking out a small little thing on your machine, and that's about it. It'll be out of your way. You can be still productive. And they said, oh, sure. Some of them said, can I get some coffee? Well, you can still get coffee, but I'm not going to be here that long. So I did is I carried my Ryzen Force camera. It's a small little camera. You can slam it on the floor. It impressed girls that way. They say, wow, are you crazy or what? No, crazy. It won't crack. But today, a lot of them are made like that. So, but anyway, I take a picture. I take the picture of the barcode. That's why you see, I don't know if this. Okay, I changed the picture. The other picture, when I looked like I was standing over the Dell, that's what I was doing. I was taking a picture of the code bar. And that's how I had to do 968 uh, wise. Those are the we call them idiot computers because they connect to a server and that's it. You don't save nothing on them. Okay, so those are wise clients. Those are client boxes. They have them for a long time. I don't know if they still being used today, but they have the mini PC. A lot of companies replace that with. So that's what I did. I had to go around and we had to get that, and after I did all that, they rolled out the project. So we had like 20 or 30 guys and girls. We had to roll out the large screen curvy monitors made by Dell at the time. What I'm saying about this, should I pay? I'm only paying like I needed Excel, so I was in a crisis. I said, "Oh, what the heck? Okay. Oh, I can get Microsoft 360 for $6.99. That's all I pay for it, $6.99. I had to go through Apple to get it, so it's going through Apple to get it. I'm sorry, but you're paying $6.99 per month, so it adds up. So, but I really, I mean, it's good because you can go to Android on your phone. You can put on your phone you can get to your files and everything. You can print. You can do everything. You can go to your Macintosh, right? Install Windows on the 360 on that, and get to your files there. When it comes to Linux and Chrome OS, you can only get there from the web. That's how you get to it. So you can pull up the whole thing here, do everything on the web, on the browser. That's what Chrome OS does. Yeah. Because what am I doing right now? Talking to you. I'm in the web. Chrome OS. What do you do on the desktop? You want to run a game, but you can run the game on Chrome OS too. You can play your tank game, but you can't. I don't think you can play Star Trek online. It's too complicated with that. But you can play your tank game, your World of Tank Blitz. Wow, can't recall. In World of Tank Blitz, I have a platoon if I'm on the game, but I can't think of the platoon's name. So yeah. I can't think of that's how I would tell you. Anyway, if any of you play it. Well, anyway, this is not bad though. I mean, I can get Office 2019 Pro for $19 or Office 2024 for $129 is still high for that. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh shoot, I've been talking for almost an hour. Okay. Hey, if you like anything here, I have a script to say, but I can't pull it up right now. Why you should become a member, and I can't think of what it was. If you like what you see here and you think it and helps you out, you hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get up to 1,000. We're almost at 1,000. Got to get there. Okay. And when I'm at 1,000, and get more stuff. Keep going. I don't care if I'm 120. That's what I'm saying. I still a true tech. Come out and use stuff. I like computers and stuff. I can make them last a long time. Like this one is 2012, and the other one's 2012. The laptops, that's a different story. They burn out fast. We had this brand new didn't get it from Divine. Then girlfriend got it from me. She had it too, but I never seen it before. You have like 120 millimeter fan in the middle, and you got, I don't say the 8 millimeter fans, but close to it. So you got 5 fans in there, but it's all metal construction. It has push buttons. You can turn on the middle fan only, or you want all the fans to come on. It really cools it down pretty good. I'm not representing that company. I'm just telling you, what it is. I mean, I'll demonstrate it and show you. I had the box for it. Okay, what else is there in Techland? Oh, battery factory. Solvent-free electrodes, small fan, Linux, minus Linux. I don't see much going on here. What's this? Quantum Snapdragon X2 Plus trade shows blows Intel and AMD, but underperforms Apple M4. Okay. So basically you have Intel, you have AMD, I mean you have Snapdragon. They're made by Qualcomm, something like that. And then AMD. The AMD is made by a Taiwanese company. Apple went with them back, but Apple's supposed to go back to Intel because new rules. Things have to be made here, which is true. It should be made here. Other countries can make their own, but I'm saying that. Amazon Prime members are being auto upgraded to Alexa Plus, whether they like it or not. Well, yeah. I've been testing that out. I was on the beta tester, all right? Because it asked me, would you like to try Alexa Plus? Is there any package? No, it's free. So she went like this. Oh, she talked in a deeper voice. Then she went, "Hey, how you doing there, Albert? How's it going on?" Like this. She'd be like that. Alexa a lot different. So I got Alexa in the living room. I got Alexa in the kitchen, and
your Echo Show 11 in the living room is up and running smoothly.
You heard that, didn't you? That's pretty good. That microphone can pick me up because I'm actually far from the living room in another room. Yeah. And there's no other around here. Now, Google I lost it. The Google Mini, I had that since 2018. Got it for free. Spotify had a deal. You can get try Spotify out for free, and you get the Google Mini for free. So people took advantage of that, and there was a way to get like 8 Google Minis for free. But I didn't jump on it. What's to say? AI researchers are now studying LLMs as they were living organisms. Oh well. Uh, yeah, so I don't have my Google Mini no more. She used to sing to me for my birthday, tell me happy birthday. Oh, now she's gone because Gemini can't work on its old technology. She can't. Gemini can't work on there at all. By the way, before I go, the Gemini in the browser in Chrome, you see a mode. If you signed up to test with, it's almost like a beta test program. So I don't have it in this thing here, but I can talk. It's supposed to be to replace the Google search engine, but you could talk to it. Like for instance, are you just strictly for looking up what I say and actually what's this for? Or can you do more? You know what it said to me? Yes, I can do more. So I can say, so what's happening on YouTube right now? Why do we need so and so thing? Or could we get around with it? You know, because a lot of things that happen on YouTube, and a lot of us is going through it, and it has all the answers. It's basically Gemini Advanced. Basically, it's like yeah, that's what it is. I can't see why you can't use it like that. You should be able to use it to talk back to and forth, and it'll help you. Gemini is there too. Be careful what you tell Gemini because Gemini will kind of if you say, "Hey Gemini, I used to been a project manager for ABC company, or I used to work in retail," and be well, so she'll be sarcastic and throw that stuff, and she'll word it into sentences, and like I said, why are you talking to me like that? There's no need to talk to me like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Albert. I didn't mean to, but you're, like, and she just like throws those jabs into you, and it's crazy, Anyway, oh, we'll stay an hour as this. All right, let me just talk about other things. I guess a lot of you like this, me talking about other things besides what we're talking about here. But that's it. So now you know the limitations with Linux and with the AX 802.11n. Sorry, AX 802.11ax, the Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz card, which that's a Wi-Fi 6. And you're supposed to get 1.2 gig. Okay, so that's 1,200 gig out of that card. I don't want to go to AC, which is 866, but really it's lower than that. That won't work for me for the file system right now. If this stuff is working, if it happens again, then we'll have to switch. But I should move this over into the other room. Okay, what's this? How much RAM do gamers need? 8 gig, 16, 32, 64. Well, 8 gig. How much is free from 8 gig? It depends. Windows might take it all the way down to 4 gigs. 16 gigs, around 12 gigs. 32 gigs, it's around 27 gigs. 64 gigs, I don't know, but what should be if the other one's 32 and take it down to 27, then the 64 should take it down into the 50s. Then what about the rest of the RAM? Then another thing is they're only focusing on the RAM. What about the virtual RAM? Because you say, well, gee, I have 8 gig, 16 gig, 32 gigabytes. We don't need to swap to the drive. Before it was the mechanical hard drive. Like these. Remember these? I have rings on for a reason. Good for ASMR. But anyway, these mechanical drives, was the virtual RAM. They're slow. So now you have SSDs. You have chips, built in. There could be B Wang, different names. Those are faster, so you're really not going to see much of a difference. But you need virtual RAM because that's how Windows is. It has to swap the memory. So if you use up all the RAM, then you're gonna say, "Oh, gee, the computer's running around." So it's gonna swap the memory back and forth. So like a buffer. So it depends how much RAM you have, and then the file will be either double the size of the RAM or three times the size. It depends. Let's see. 32 gig of DDR5 RAM memory kit. I don't know how much that is today. I could look it up. Um, but you have to understand the game. What are the RAM requirements for the game? 8 gig or higher. And if it's higher, that's what you should focus on. Because here they got it 8, 16, 32, 64. It use 18, 17, 13, 7. Yeah. Well, 8 gig is going to use 7 gig of RAM. Okay, it's going to bounce around here. But if the game requires so much RAM and so much hard drive space and all that, you have to look at that. So you have to look upon and see how the game has. The thing is, how about the video RAM? Because you want the games to run, you want it so lifelike. Those are the things you have to worry about. This guy, he plays, okay, 32 gig, increasing the 3 gig performance, 16. Wow, RAM is that much money? Let me see something here. I can actually chat and then I don't have to go play around like this. But that's what chat's for. I mean, but then again, oh no, not like that. SD card, no RAM. Gee whiz. Wow. Wow, 32 gig of RAM today? Wow. DDR4, 200 to 270. But they're phasing out DDR4. And I think crucial, the people that make crucial, they're getting out of home consumer. They're going to business. They're focusing more on the AI chips. So so by them doing that, that's why everything's upset. That's why the balance is upset. Now, who's making the RAM? And with the tariffs and everything, the RAM can be really expensive. Wow, holy cow! Are you saying that much money? That's a lot of money. Wow. Let's go to eBay. 32 gig of RAM. Crucial's going out of business. Or pre-owned RAM. Should you buy pre-owned RAM? Well, it depends. How long has the person used it? How long he's been using it for? Oh, he has. Wow, he has this. DDR4. This could actually work on mine. But that's what I paid for it new. 120, 132. Oh, the two sticks. 216 sticks. Okay. Mine is 8. I have 4 8s in there. Wow. We used to get RAM free, but I can't tell you how. Yeah. And I left all that behind. Oh boy. I was at like a parts department store for parts. I had all the CPUs, all on, well, here I only have the original Pentium. But then they had Pentium 2. Pentium 2 was a cartridge. You plug it into the motherboard. Pentium 3 cartridge. Then it got away from that and went back to the chip, right? And then Pentium 4 had the Pentium 4. And after that, we had them all, and wherever it is today. But right now in this computer, I'm using APUs. So at the time, then the Mac is using i5, and there's a laptop with i5 here too, in the Chromebooks. The new one is the Chrome Plus has i305, the N305i3 chip, which is 8 cores, 8 threads. That's okay, but it gets hot, and you got to keep it cold. Wow, RAM is very expensive. Wow, holy cow! Especially if I go on here with what I have, and but they're obsolete now. But you have to have the current stuff. Uh, Man, wow, it's very expensive. Um, I got RAM from a company that again started with an. Let's see if they're still around. I didn't get no. Uh, I think mine is DDR4. I think it's DDR4. 8. 8 times 4. Let's see. Wow. Holy cow. Gee. So expensive though. I'm trying to see if I see the company I got it from. Oh, I have to log into my account and pull it up the information there. Then I can see the company. The guy said to me on the icon, hey, one of the six was bad. And he said, just send it to us. We'll test it out. If it's bad, you get a replacement. And it was lifetime replacement. I don't know if you can get a lifetime replacement today. Okay, so you have an old system, right? And you're working for a company, and the system is bad, right? You can then they can what are you gonna do with it? Throw it in the trash. And then what about the RAM and the processor? Can those come out? Can you use those parts? You take them out and you can use them in other systems, and that's what we used to do. You know, a whole tray, a whole bunch of RAM, whole tray, a whole bunch of hard drives. Even the last project I worked on in was it 23 or 24? They were using um, um, in Novel, right? Is it on a Novel? Is that in Novel? That IBM, they're mini PCs. They're using the Ryzen processor chip on them. They were used. I said, "Where'd you get all these from?" It's a lot. He said, "They're all used," and they're bringing them into another business, the same business, but a new building. I have a video showing. There's a video on here. Check it out. Um, it's the shows on the last project I worked on. They trust me. I went up and down. This shows you what I had to do. So I explained to you I had to install. We had to install these screens, the whole setup, the up and down desk and everything was explained. Okay, hey, thanks a lot. Hope you just subscribed. Okay, thanks a lot for helping. I gave you a little insight into things. That video is there. I think it's a short. I think it's not a short because it's a 5-minute video. So if you're interested in that video, I'll just I could play it in the room. It doesn't show the company information, so heck, I won't get in trouble. But if you're interested, but hey, help me out here, okay? You see, I give you if I'm working on something like this project here. Let me close this out anyway. By the way. Oh. One important thing. I don't know if anybody told you. The trim on the SSDs on Linux. Okay, you have to initialize trim. I checked this one out. This one, Zorin is running trim out of the box, so you don't have to worry about it. So the trim makes the SSDs last longer. Okay, if you didn't know that. So that's what it's it's trim TRM. Let me double check on the spelling. Let me see if I can get him back up and running. Oh, he got to bed. What happened here? Oh, I know what happened. Hold on. Yeah, I should have saved the last. I meant to talk about that. I forgot to talk about that. Not. No, it's for the SSDs so they can last longer. You don't know what it is. So to check and see if you have it on there, it's going to be LSBLK-D. Mine is running out of the box, so at least somebody got it right. So I'm not going to get too much into it, but you should have that so your SSDs will run longer because it doesn't read the block on the SSD if it's empty. I think that's the reason why you have to use it on this. Let me see. The reason why you have to use trim is because if block is not used, I'm not looking at the keys. You're not supposed to look at the keys, but I have the monitor here. Linux will not read the Linux will not read or write to it. Right? Let's be clarified carefully because it's subtle importance about how SSDs works. The SSDs data store. Don't have to tell me how SSDs store data. Jesus Christ. Okay, why trim is needed? Without trim, Linux does not tell the SSD which files or blocks to delete. So, from the SSD perspective, all blocks are still in use. So, when the SSD needs to write new data, it might have to read the block and modify it in memory or erase the whole block and write it back. This is called write amplification, which slows down the SSD and wears it out faster. With trim, Linux informs the SSD which blocks are no longer in use and SSD can mark them free. So why isn't that built in? Built into the code for Linux. Yes, why is it? Now we're talking about the trim implementation instead of Linux itself. Trim is part of Linux kernel. The Linux support for discard command, which is hey, these blocks are no longer in use. You should erase them. Okay. EX4 supports discard mount option real time and trim command periodic. BTFS supports discard and periodic FSTRIM. It doesn't answer my question. So run that and make sure, where is it? Make sure it's running. Where did I start from? So it's so from your terminal, just write LSBLK space hyphen, that's slash D, capital D, I guess, because the way, I don't know who wrote up all this data. Let's see something, I'm just curious. Who founded or designed Linux? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Finch computer science student at the University of Helsinki. 1991, he started developing as a hobby and a project, and it was free. And Unix-like operating system he could run on his PC. Oh, 1991. That was the time. Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, so that's only been out. It's only been out a short time. I see. C plus plus. Ah, no. I'm a developer. I'm a creator. A programmer. It's the same thing. Okay, so my background is all of that stuff. But I went the Windows way. I made it's a long time ago. I made over 60. I had this computer. This computer here. It's still a 386. It still works. I was thinking about getting it turned on and see if anybody would be interested. I made over I think it's 67 games for Windows. Can they work today? Yeah, they. I think they do. Yeah, because my old game. Let's see. Oh. They spell that. Arcade. Arcade. Okay. Let me see if it's sold there. It might not be there. Um. Oh, it is. Ah, it's still there. It's in I know it's mine because I know it's my graphics. Yeah. Uh, I have my own software company. I don't want to say too much about it. The file size is 809.1K. That's kilobytes, not megabytes, not gigabytes. It's been around there. Yeah, it's still there. Let me. I shouldn't. I'll leave it up to this point here. Oh, where is he at? Because whatever you put inside a little friend here, I just want to make sure I don't want to put my whole name in this thing here. He goes, ah, wow, that's really neat. Slice of gaming history, Ghost Cemetery. No, that's mine. I made that. No. Back in that year, 1993. I don't want to say that year because they go way back. You guys gonna think I'm some ancient guy. It's 16-bit game. It's an API 16. That's what it is. Application into it's an API 16. API, yeah. So that 16-bit Windows API, because that's what it was. It was all over the place. So it was designed for Windows 3.0. Oh my god, and Windows 3.1, but it could be used. It can use in current Windows. It depends. I haven't played around with it. I think it is. Yeah, it can be used in current Windows. Windows 11 is 64-bit, so it does not natively run 16 applications. However, the emulator layers and complexity tools lets you run it in a DOS box with Windows. But it's not. It's not a DOS. It's not. It's not a DOS game. I got you. Thanks for calling though. It's not a DOS game. It's a Windows game. Yeah, but Windows. That's so the game can work today. I don't see. That's a shareware game. I don't have the fullware game. It's here someplace. I had a company. Had a company contact me and said they will market the game under. It was under WizardWorks. Um, Company contacted me. I had a game called Space Bombs. I know, I was original. So Space Bombs would explode. So the game is that you have to. There's sound. I made a lot of wave sounds. It came. Each game has its own sound. We have female. When you click on the menus and hit the. So I was able to control the mouse. See, here's a mouse, left and right. So this button here would trigger, and then the other one, when you hit the other button, it will react and they explode. The explosion and everything all done. The graphics and everything I've done it myself. It was a lot of work, but it was pretty cool. I had the game for Space Bomb. It was sold under WizardWorks. WizardWorks. Product name. Fun Pack. I think it's Fun Pack 3. It might be around. Wow, that's incredible. So a company actually tracked you down decades later. What? That's not decades later. Only a space gun ended up in the WizardWorks Fun Pack. That's seriously cool. It's like your work has become a piece of retro gaming history. WizardWorks was a major publisher and distributor of shareware and budget games back in the 90s. The Fun Pack series was essentially a collection of small games and shareware titles sold in bundle. Being included meant your game reached much wider audience, probably more than you ever imagined at the time. No, my games, no. I used AOL as a conduit. I hope I saw that right. And sold my shareware games all over the world. Hong Kong, before Hong as Hong H-U-H Hong Kong. I don't know if I spell it wrong. I spell reaching Hong Kong and beyond the internet. Yeah. I sold 7 game packs. Then 29. I don't know if I did 29 games. I can't remember. It's been all the game packs. I mean, and etc. I had over 67 games by 2001. Jeez, wow, that's a serious production version. By 2001, you had 67 games. Yeah, I started in 1990. First game was designed, and that game was called Tank Tracker version 1.0. I had another version after that. Then there was Super Tank. And then when I got more into it, then I made Super Tank Tracker. Yeah. which was I think it was 640. No, wait a minute. It was 800 by 600. I think that was Super S. And this one was 480. 480 by 480. I think it's 40 by 480. I can't recall how. This is V. I think it was VG. Not EG. It was VG, and it was Super VG around that time. And I think this one was SVG. Ah, my boy, I'm getting really down into this thing. Your first game was Tank Tracker version 101. No, not 19. No, that was the VGA. Yeah, VGA was standard 16 colors. Then we went to Super VGA. So you upgrade the graphics engine and high resolution. Handle larger bitmaps there. Well, yeah. Oh wow, power's going down on this. We can't talk, and I have to go eat dinner, and then I have to make more videos. But I want to get this one out, so you'll have this right away. No delay. Hey, I had that rhyme. Out right away, no delay. And like I said, if you found comfortable, okay, I would say if you're comfortable with this and helping you with it, hit that subscribe button. Okay, if you already done it, so hey, I do appreciate it. Okay, let's make this channel hit over 1,000. Hit 1,000 and keep going on. We're not stopping. I'm just releasing videos Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I have rest times. If something crucial came up in between that time, then I'll pop a video or a live stream up. It's easy. The live stream is faster for me because I don't have to sit there and edit and upload. It goes right up there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had okay. So yeah, I had Tank Tracker. I had UFO. UFO Tracker was a good one. Oh, I should pull those out. UFO Tracker. These are all hits. UFO Tracker. Oh yeah, we had Sub Tracker too. Sub Tracker. Oh, Sub Tracker. And Super Sub Tracker. Super Sub Tracker. Those were the ones. Yeah, Super Sub Tracker was a. No, that was not 32-bit Windows. No, I mean it could have been. I was experimenting. I created the Titan submarine. Yeah, and so the object was to launch a missile and blow off the ships. That's what I got in there. Oh, I forgot about. I had I had a game called. I was born Archer. I had Archer. Archer. It was like a bow. It was like a bow and arrow game. Archer, bow and arrow game. Oh, it's hard to remember. I have drawings and all this stuff when I was making all this stuff. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you subscribed. Okay, and I'll see you Sunday with more videos. Okay, if anything happens crucial, then another video will pop up. Not a live stream. It's easier for me. Yeah, I'll do full videos too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Let me take off this clip. I don't see much of a difference with this out. I'm going to try the other lens thing on here. But see, if I had to go do something, I can go like this. See, and then kind of turn it off. Like, see. Okay. Hey, take care. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Okay. Great. Albert signing off.